So this is a song I wrote called Zion. Sing a little piece of it. Everybody I know just wanna make it, and surely I will, 'cause I'm bound for Mount Zion, and it's way out on a hill. Everybody got struggles in your life, don't you let them keep you down from your hustle more than New Jerusalem. Even though I wasn't raised in the ghetto, still identify myself with the struggle. Little black boy with glasses from the suburbs, I wasn't there. Well, I'm a singer-songwriter, Rudy Currence, simple dude from Rock Hill, South Carolina, country boy. My dad's son of a preacher man, my dad's pastor, Souls for Christ Full Gospel, so I grew up playing and singing in church, and was an independent artist, recently signed with Disturbing the Peace Island Def Jam. So I do music, I love music, this is what I do. It's not like the choreographed thing. I eat, breathe, sleep, love music. I wrote it while I was in Miami. DJ Don Cannon produced it. Big shouts to Cannon for that amazing track. I was in Miami doing some things, writing, working with Rudy Currence actually. I came up with it in the car. My brother was down there with me too. Big shouts, Michael Starr. And I was just in the car, I'm like, one of the other. So when I got to the studio, I was like, well, I want to work on the song I wrote. So I started messing with it, and I was writing it, and then I listened to the Cannon track, and I just put it together, and it really gelled. What the other talks about is just, you know, being on something different, on a new page, and I feel like the sound that I created with that song really helped me birth the whole mixtape, digital analog. On the mixtape, I'm taking kind of similar to the other, I'm taking futuristic things like the whole auto-tune, robotic sound, and I'm putting it with soul music, which I was doing before. So that's why the other. Well, as an artist, you always should be growing. As a person, you should always be growing. I encourage people, and my fan bases rock with me through it all. I was telling, some people on the last interview, I'm like, yo, it's gonna be different than anything I've ever done before. I'm evolving as an artist. To me, that's a beautiful thing. Sometimes people are resistant to change. They don't want to see an artist grow. My first album shouldn't sound like my 5th album, Just in general, my musical background is so diverse. I grew up, my dad's not only a pastor, but he's a musician, and me and my brother grew up listening to Michael Jackson, Prince, Motown, the Carpenters, the Bee Gees, the Clark Sisters. It wasn't just one genre of music. It wasn't just gospel music. It was gospel, jazz, R&B, folk, Americana, classical. I grew up playing classical piano. So on this album, I think it's because it's a mixtape, but it's really an album because it's all original music. People can definitely expect to hear even more of the musical influences that I grew up with and that I love. I think that the advantage that I have coming from an independent background, big shouts to all the independent artists out there that are working and hustling and following your hearts. I have a lot of respect for you guys because it is hard work. It's hard for everybody. Being a signed artist, nothing really has changed. I mean, what has changed is that you have a label that has maybe more reach than you had before, so they can put in calls to CEOs of other labels and record execs and radio heads and different things like that. But as far as an artist, the beautiful thing about my situation with Disturbing the Peace and Def Jam is that they've not tried to change who I am. I came in as a singer-songwriter, and I'm still a singer-songwriter. I wrote all the songs on my forthcoming album, Black Keys and Blue Skies. I wrote all the songs and produced pretty much all of the records with my brother, of course, Michael Starr. He produced several cuts on the mixtape that's to come, digital analog, except for, Don Cannon produced the single. So in that aspect, from an artistic standpoint, nothing's changed. But I can say that, being able to say that, you're attached to or associated with, movers and shakers like a Ludacris, it means something. My advice, well, first of all, I got a big my own entertainment company, Mic Check Entertainment, and big shouts to my mom, who's still my manager, Patricia Currence. I love you. We keep it all in the family. My mom managing me, my brother produces, my dad You know, very supportive. He drives around almost like he a road manager or something. He's my like road manager, security, I don't know. But so big shouts to Mike Check Entertainment and all the fans and all my friends and family that have supported me. Any indie artist that's trying to get signed, really to me, being signed has never been the goal. It wasn't like, oh, I want to sell this many CDs so I can get on and get signed. Like, my objective, being signed, has only brought me closer to what my purpose is, which is reaching the masses with my music. So anybody that goes into it, first of all, you gotta love what you do. Secondly, any artist, whether you're independent or a signed artist, create a team that believes in you, that are also good at what they do. Keep people around you that are positive, because you can easily get discouraged in this business. It's very hard. You know, you're gonna be told no a lot. There are gonna be people that come in and try to change your vision. So keep people around you that love you, and that support you. And then also, probably most importantly, educate yourself, because it's a lot of things that people are able to take advantage of. Talented people, creative people, because they just don't know, and they're too lazy to find out. And I mean, in this day and age where you got internet, you got access to pretty much everything. So I love the internet. Internet's like the modern TV, you know.
Exactly.
And so that's my advice to indie artists. I signed with them about 1.5 years ago. And since then we've released a Christmas EP that I produced called Last Christmas. So make sure y'all go out there and support and get that. It's on iTunes. We released a single Cold Hands, Warm Heart, which is out on iTunes as well. We released a single Anymore, which is over the O.T.H.E.R beat. That was produced by B. Cox. It was over the Outkast Elevators beat, and I co-wrote that with Ryan Toby, formerly of City High. And now I'm working on the mixtape, which is digital analog, that'll be available on November 22nd, which is 112211. And then after that, at some point, we'll drop the Black Keys and Blue Skies album. Man, like I said when I was on 106 & Park, I dream big, you know, like I was telling somebody the other day, it's just like, you know, I want to take over the world. And when you say things like that, like if an artist says, oh, I want to be bigger than Michael Jackson, people look at them like they're crazy, like it's impossible. But Michael Jackson had to aspire to be that in order to be as big as he was.
Right.
So why should I limit myself and be like, oh, I just want to sell 2,000 records? No, I want to, you know what I'm saying, win multiple Grammys and travel the world and go on world tours and sell, you know, as many. I can be a billionaire. And when you have that mindset, you can really have anything that you want. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm excited. My goals are, and have always been, to reach the world through my music, to encourage people, to motivate people, to inspire people, and to give back, you know, the gift that was given to me by God. Sometimes when you're we've been working on music, I've been creative through the whole process, I've been touring through the whole process, but with the red tape and everything, with labels, sometimes things just get put on hold, and you're just like, okay, well, we're waiting on this person to make a decision. We're waiting on these people to make a decision. And because you're not just dealing with yourself anymore, when you're independent, you can just, you know, okay, I want to put out an album. 6 months later, the album's out. You know, right. When you're dealing with a label, it's a lot more, you know, not necessarily creative control that you give up, but as far as release dates and all that kind of stuff. But with this mixtape, I was like, you know what, I can take this upon myself. And I can really put this out for the people. And I also made an executive decision, because regardless of being signed, at the end of the day, it's my music, you know. And so I'm like, I will never leave my fan base and the world without a Rudy Currence album. I will never go as long. Like, we haven't put out an album since 2006. So I was like, okay, I really need to put something new out, and if I'm gonna come back, I gotta come back with something special. Well, you know, I come from a religious family. My parents instilled that in me and my brother, and I just encourage anybody, just because you're gifted or you're talented or you're pretty or whatever the case may be, doesn't mean you have to treat people in any kind of way. I try to give as much respect as I can, and I give credit, and something else that's been placed on my heart is just supporting people. Like, I support you in what you're doing, man, and I appreciate your support and love, and I try to let people know, other artists, because sometimes people don't realize, but between, like, the artistic community, people don't really show love like that, like they should. And so that's been one of my missions, you know, besides encouraging people through my music, is to just let people know, if I can't do nothing but, you know, tell you, hey, keep going, you can make it, I support your vision. An encouraging word can go a long way too. Yeah, I actually I've gotten a couple placements. Wrote with Maya, that was super cool. I worked with Ray J. Wrote the Let's Play House single on his Radiation album. I had a song in the Born Identity movie, and I'm looking to work with whoever. I'm signed to Sony as a writer, so big shouts to Sony for signing me as a writer and producer. Yeah, but right now we're just trying to get this mixtape out. But other than that, I'm working with whoever. You know.
That's what's up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Rudy Currence, and I'm definitely hanging with CommonNation.com. Make sure y'all support this man and what he's doing. There's beautiful things, the movement we're doing out here. Make sure you support me. You can follow me on Twitter. It's at Rudy_Currence. That's at RUDY_CURRENCE. Our new website just launched. It's MikeCheckENT.com. That's MikeCheckENT.com. And of course, you can find me on Facebook and YouTube. Rudy Currence TV and all that. So I appreciate the love, the support, and the prayers. Signing off, Rudy Currence. Yeah. Keep you down, run your hustle toward the New Jerusalem. Feel like I feel, say, oh, 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 hey, I'm on it yes sir. I'm on it yes sir.